If you're trying to build a gaming PC around $1,500, the biggest mistake is copying someone else's parts list without understanding it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a full build and more importantly, why each part makes sense so you can make the right decisions for your own setup. Before we get into parts, quick mindset shift. A good PC build isn't about picking the best parts, it's about balance. CPU versus GPU, performance versus cost, current needs versus future upgrades. What we built here is one example of a well-balanced system around this budget. If something better fits your use case, go with that. This build uses the Intel Core i5-14600KF. Here's the reasoning, not just the part. In this budget range, we want strong single core performance for gaming, enough cores for background tasks and newer titles, no overspending on diminishing returns. This CPU hits a strong middle ground. We have 6 performance cores plus 8 efficiency cores. This gives us excellent gaming responsiveness, enough overhead for streaming or multitasking. You could go higher end, but in most games, you won't see proportional gains. That extra money is usually better spent on your GPU. For the cooler, we went with the Thermalright Aqua Elite V3, not because you need liquid cooling, but because modern CPUs boost aggressively based on temperature. Better cooling equals better sustained performance. This also means lower noise under load. You can absolutely use a good air cooler here, but this is more about thermal headroom and consistency. Plus, we get to avoid having our PC sound like it's preparing for takeoff. Where people sometimes can waste money is the motherboard. This is the Gigabyte B760M Gaming Plus Wi-Fi DDR4. The key idea here is feature sufficiency. You want stable power delivery, the ports you actually use, built-in Wi-Fi needed. You don't necessarily need extreme overclocking boards or premium aesthetics at this budget. This board supports the CPU properly, has modern connectivity, and avoids the unnecessary cost. For RAM, we're using the Gigastone Game Turbo 32GB DDR4, 3200 MHz, and the decision here is about capacity first, speed second. 32GB matters now because modern games are using more memory, and background apps are adding more overhead. It also just prevents stuttering in heavier titles. 3200 MHz CL16 is a value sweet spot for DDR4. Going faster costs more, but doesn't necessarily scale equally in terms of gaming performance. Now for the SSD, for our storage, we went with the Kingston NV3 1TB PCIe 4.0 NVMe SSD. Here's the reality. Most PCIe Gen 4 drives feel similar in everyday use. That means we're going to see fast boot times and fast game loads. The difference comes down to reliability and price per gigabyte. 1 TB is usually a practical starting point. If you play large AAA games, you'll probably expand later. Next up, we're going to talk about the GPU. So what we have here is the MSI Shadow 2X OC GeForce RTX 5060. The reasoning here is simple. In a gaming PC build, the GPU does most of the work. This class of GPU is ideal for high FPS 1080p, strong 1440p performance, and access to features like DLSS and ray tracing. You could spend more money here, but then you'd have to compromise somewhere else. Again, the goal is balance, not maxing out on one component. All right, for the case here, we're going with function over aesthetics. We chose the Phanteks XT Pro. And what matters here is airflow, ease of building, enough space for your components, and potentially adding on later. What doesn't matter as much is expensive branding or overbuilt features that you don't use. And for the power supply, we want stability and future-proofing. We chose the MSI Mag A750GL PCIe 5 750 watt. Again, this decision here is about clean, stable power delivery, headroom for any future upgrades, and also efficiency. A bad PSU can cause instability, and that's hard to diagnose. This is one of the few areas where reliability matters more than saving a few dollars. All right, so step 1 is to install the CPU. We're aligning the indentations and we're letting it drop into place, no force. Step 2 is the RAM. We're inserting until both sides click. This is where most people get stuck. Don't be afraid to apply some pressure. For the SSD, we insert this at an angle and you either screw it down or you use this little plastic clip like mine has. Step 4 is the cooler. First, thermal paste. After that, we want to mount this evenly and connect the power. Moving on to step 5, I'm installing the motherboard into the case. So I'm installing the correct standoffs here and then securing the board. Step 6 is the power supply unit. So we're installing and connecting the 24-pin plus CPU power. Step 7 is the GPU. We insert, click, and secure. Again, we'll connect the power for this as well. Now, step 8 for cable management, we want clean airflow path, and your future self will thank you for doing this properly. All right, and once we've assembled our computer, we can go ahead and power on. If you get no display, always check your RAM, your GPU, and your power cables. This is where most of the issues happen. So builds like this are designed for competitive gaming with high FPS, smooth 1440p performance, and general productivity and multitasking. It's not about max specs, it's about efficient performance per dollar. So this is the kind of approach we recommend when helping people choose hardware. Not copying builds, but understanding them, because prices change, parts change, but the logic stays the same. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you have questions about this build or you're deciding between parts, drop a comment and we'll help you figure it out. If you're looking for genuine Microsoft software like Windows or Office at a great price, be sure to check out Indigo software. We'll have all the links in the description box below. We're always looking for new video ideas, so let us know what you want to see next. And if this helped you to understand PC building a little bit better, a like and subscribe helps more than you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.